In no way, shape, or form am I saying this like a type A person, but I have no idea why rotting is a trend. I understand where the word came from. I was fine when it was like internet lingo. I feel like it's been around as a word for a really long time. So, as someone for whom rotting almost destroyed my life and almost ended it, it makes no sense to me why we would encourage people to do that, why we would encourage it as a pastime. I am not the most productive person in the world, but I really need to fight the urge to spend hours upon hours in bed. And it obviously wasn't just rotting that got me to the point I was at, but having all my comfy clothes and all my snacks and my perfect pillow setup and a screen was not a great way for me to get out of that funk. I am a credit card person. I can occasionally have alcohol, but I really have to stay away. I really have to stay away from bed rotting. Girly cannot handle that in moderation. It took me a long time of finding different habits and kind of different rules for myself, and then eventually following them to overcome that. Sort of like changing my relationship with food and getting more active and all of those lifestyle changes. It was not a linear graph. It took a lot of back and forth and not giving up because of the back and forth. All that to say, if you find yourself enjoying bed rotting a little too much and it's starting to just barely affect how you live your life and your goals, I would take a look at that. One thing I for sure want people to know is that, like having PCOS, having a mental illness will make changing harder. Changing whatever it is about yourself that mental illness is affecting. But just because something is harder for you does not mean you should give up, and that is in fact the worst thing that you could do from experience in both of those categories, mental health and weight loss, because I do have PCOS and I do have some diagnoses. And there was rhetoric that convinced me that that was outside of my control, that the things that I wanted to change about myself to make my life better, to make myself happier, were out of my control, and I might as well just give up. And I'm really mad at that rhetoric. Not sure who specifically handed that down to me, but I'm upset at them. All that to say, I just wanted to pass on some unlearning.